Welcome to our Epatya Lectures YouTube channel. So in this particular session, we are discussing about cubes and dices. So this is really a very interesting topic that we are going to learn today. So this comes under logical reasoning section in the competitive exams just to test your aptitude skills. So cubes and dices. So from these questions, to solve these types of questions, you just require a skill to solve this, and they appear in every competitive exams like SSC CHSL, SSC CGL, railway exams like RRB, and they are even asked in exams like IBPS and MBA exams like CAT and so on. So this is a figure of a cube. Cube and dice, they are nothing but one and the same almost. So this is a two-dimensional figure of a cube or a dice, and this is a three-dimensional figure. So when you see, you can't see this complete part. You can just see this two-dimensional image. You can check it if you have a dice at your home, or you can check even with a matchbox. So this cube, it is said to have 6 faces. One is at the top, this is the top portion, and the cube also has a bottom portion, and this is that portion. This is left side of the cube, and this becomes the right side of the cube. This is the front part of the cube, and this is the back of the cube. So totally there are 6 faces in a cube: top, bottom, left, right, front and back. Corners. Coming to corner, there are 8 corners. See, from this figure you can come to know 1, 2, 3, 4 at the top and same 4 at the bottom. So totally there are 8 corners. Edges. So coming to edges, what is the edge? A corner connecting the other corner. So this part becomes an edge. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12. So totally there are 12 edges in a cube. Remember this concept. In further problems, you have to solve problems based on these factors like faces, corners and edges. We will be solving sums based on 4 dices here. So this is a given dices. So we have to find the opposite side of face 2. So no need to worry, this is a very simple problem. So as we learned, dices have 6 faces: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make a note of it. So we are finding a face that is opposite to 2. So from the first dice, it is clear that 3 and 4 will not be opposite face of 2 because they are on the adjacent sides. So 3 and 4, it cannot be opposite side of face 2. And from the second figure, it is clear that 1 and 3 cannot be an opposite side of face 2. So 1 and 3 will not be an opposite side. And from the third figure, there is no 2's here. So go to the fourth figure, 6 and 4. So we are left out with 5. So from this figure you can conclude that when you can see 5, 2 is not visible because 5 is at the front. Since it is an opposite side, we cannot see 2. That is why the opposite side of face 2 is 5. So hope you guys are clear with this concept. So with the same strategy, we will be solving sum of sums. So for this given figure, find the opposite side of 3. First note 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because this dice has only 6 faces and we can see the numbers from 1 to 6 only. So mark where is 3. So 1 and 6 are adjacent to 3. So they cannot be on opposite side of 3. And next, so no 3 in the second dice. And in the third dice we can see 5 and 1. And in the fourth dice 2 and 6. So we are left out only with 4. So the number opposite to 3 will be 4 here. Therefore, the opposite side of 3 is 4. So for this given dice, we have to find the opposite side for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So you can see 4 is visible only in these 2 dices. So in the third dice 6 and 5, and in the fourth dice it is 2 and 3. Therefore we can say 1 is opposite to 4. And from this figure, from the first 2 figures also, we can conclude that 1 is opposite to 1. I'll tell you how. So you can see here 5 is present here, and 2 is also present here, and 6 is also the same. We cannot find 1 in the presence of 4. So that's why 1 is opposite to 4. In this figure, we have to find the opposite of 6. So just write down all the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in the first figure, we can conclude that 5 and 3 it will not be opposite to 6. And from the second figure, we can conclude that 1 and 3 will not be opposite to 6. So other than this first 2 diagrams, we can't find 6 in third and fourth dice. So what we have to do now? Have a look at all the 4 dices. So find a common number which is present at least in 3 dices. So we have already found the opposite of 6. So don't consider 6. Just see 5 is present in 3 dices, and also 3 is present in 3 dices. So consider 5 or 3. So I am going to consider 3 here. And now find the opposite sides of 3. So you can see 5 and 6. 1 and 6. And 4 and 5. It cannot be an opposite side of C. Therefore, opposite of 3 is 2. Now it is clear that this number 2, it is opposite to 3. Therefore, we are left out only with 4. Therefore, 4 is opposite to 6. So till now we have solved problems based on 4 dices, and here we are going to solve a problems based on 3 dices. Follow the same procedure which you followed for 4 dices. So for this particular figure, you have to find the opposite face of 3. So just see, you can see all are numerical starting from 1. So obviously it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. We are finding a number that is opposite to 3. So 2 and 1 will not be opposite, and 1 and 5 will not be opposite, and 4 and 2 is also not opposite to 3. So we are left out only with the 6. Therefore we can say that 3 is opposite to 6. So this is a given question. So you have to find the side that is opposite to A here. So not only figures, on dices even alphabets can be given, or any shapes can be given, dots can be given instead of numericals. So it is clear that the faces of the dices, it is represented with alphabets. So obviously it will have 6 alphabets: A, B, C, D, E and F. So have a look here, we have to find the opposite side of A. From this, B and C is not opposite to A. So observe the remaining figures. So no A is found. And we know B and C are not opposite to A. So it should be either D or E or F. So I'll tell you a simple trick to follow, and always remember that when you are undergoing such a problem, just see which alphabet or number is repeated more than any others. So leaving the first dice because it already has A. This other 2 dices does not consist of A. So you can see here E is for repeated for 2 times, and D we can see only once, and F can be seen once, and therefore we can conclude that the alphabet that is opposite to A is E. This is your question. You have to find the opposite side of dots and the opposite side of arrows. Just have a look here. So these are the symbols present in all the 3 dices. So we have to find the opposite side of dot. So it is clear that a triangle and a circle is not opposite to dot, and we are left out with other 3 figures. From this we have to conclude which will be opposite to dot. So I have already said, don't consider the figure that has dot. Consider the other 2 figures. See which symbol is repeated a maximum number of times in both the dices. So this diamond shape is repeated once, triangle is repeated once, this arrow mark is repeated once, and this circle, it is already adjacent to dot. So we can see here the X mark is repeated twice. Therefore, X is opposite to dot. So now we have to find for arrow. So arrow is also same, but here we can see that dot is in first dice, and whereas arrow is present only in the last dice. So leaving circle and X, you can see triangle is repeated twice. Therefore, triangle is opposite to arrow mark. So this is how you should solve, or you should find the opposite side of a dice. I hope now you will be able to find the opposite side for 4 dices and 3 dices. In the next session, we will study about problems based on 2 dices. Thank you.